Alright, ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, we'd like to direct your attention to the screens first as we show you a very special video specially prepared for you guys. A little short introduction of PMCE. Take it away.
So give me what I want. I mean business. Oh yeah, I mean business. Give me what I want. You know that I mean business. You know what's up by the way I strut. So give me what I want.
Alright, so without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, for Power Your Home solar panel solutions for landed properties, we have Mr. Satish Prasath, the visionary founder of PMCE after having launched the company from scratch at just 25 years old in 2017. He has since transformed the residential solar market in Singapore, making sustainable living both accessible and affordable. Under his leadership, PMCE has earned a stellar 5-star Google rating and grown to a team of 25 committed to innovation. Recognized for his contributions in top media outlets like CNA, Today Online, and Lian He Zaobao, he continues to drive the future of renewable energy. Alongside with him, we have Mr. Daryl Tang, the tech-savvy co-founder of PMCE. His strategic vision and dedication to sustainability have driven PMCE to the forefront of the renewable energy sector with groundbreaking software and advancements in solar technology processes, establishing PMCE as a leader in the sector. So please join me, put your hands together to welcome Mr. Satish and Mr. Daryl up on stage, please.
Together? Oh.
Hello. Hello everyone, I'm Satish, founder of PMC. This is Daryl, co-founder. First of all, I would like to thank PropertyLimBrothers for this opportunity to present our insights on solar. Now, many of you may have remembered back in 2018, where electricity retailers offered competitive tariff rates for us residential consumers. Back then, the cheapest rate I saw was 16 cents per kilowatt hour. If you can see this slide, it shows over the past 10 years, electricity prices has increased by over 100%. Today, we pay 32 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, what if I tell you that you can save up to 80% of your electricity bills over the next 25 years? So let me take you back to how PMC was created. So around 8 years ago, as I was driving through Bukit Timah area, I saw multiple landed homes. And right at the very corner of the street, I saw a solar-powered home. It intrigued me. Was solar actually available at the point in time? I didn't know, let alone being solar-powered. So what I did was, I was thinking to myself, solar, we have this technology that can harness the power of the sun. It's free energy, and we are not using it that much actually. So I went back and did some research, and indeed, solar was actually available. But what are the 3 reasons why we are not doing solar? First thing, lack of awareness. Second thing, inaccessibility. And third thing, of course, back then, electricity price was cheap. So I saw that as an opportunity, and my goal was to make solar available for all. PMC was incepted with a clear vision to energize a greener planet, one solar panel at a time. Today, we see multiple solar panel systems at almost every street, and I'm proud to say we are the top residential solar installer in Singapore. So what is solar? And how does solar power your home? If you can see in this diagram, solar panels capture sunlight and converts to energy using an inverter. The energy is then used to power all the electrical appliances in your home. So let me just give you a short example. Let's say on a sunny morning at 11 a.m., solar panels capture sunlight, and this, let's say you capture about 10 kilowatt of power. And you only have like 2 air conditioners running at that point of time. Let's assume one aircon is about 1 kilowatt hour. So this 10 kilowatt supplies power to these 2 air conditioners, and the remaining 8 kilowatt will find for any other electrical sources in the home to power. And if there isn't any, this 8 kilowatt will straight away be sold back to the power grid. So you not only save on your self-consumption, you get to earn from selling excess energy back to the power grid. So now I'll pass it on to Daryl co-founder to explain some residential case studies. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Daryl. I'm the co-founder of PMCE. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. So now, I want to present to you two case studies, two different homes, one with solar, one without solar. So let's say the first home decides to go solar. They invested $20,000 into their roof. So why do I say $20,000? Because $20,000 is the average cost of installing solar panels on your home today. So right off the bat, you can already see the difference between the electricity prices that they have to pay for using about 2,000 kilowatt hours a month. $280 versus $620. So, for the house that decides to go solar, what kind of returns are they going to be looking at? With just an initial $20,000 investment, they can actually see a return of about 4 to 5 years, where the system pays off for itself. And for the next 20 years or so, it's going to help them save up to about $100,000. So this is actually a 5 times return on their initial investment just by going solar. And why do I say 25 years? It's because solar panels are actually warranted for about 25 years, which means they can last for up to 25 years and even more if you actually maintain them well enough. So instead of having a fake family and fake homes, I'm going to show you guys right now a real-life example of a house that we actually installed solar for right here in Singapore. So this is a house that we installed, about 100 plus solar panels here in Singapore, but the picture's irrelevant. I want to bring your attention right now is to the bottom of the screen. This here is going to show you a day-to-day solar generation profile for a house in Singapore, exactly for this house. What you want to look at first is you want to look at the red colored line that cuts right across the graph. This is going to be your usage in your home, right? From your aircon to your fridge to your electrical appliances throughout the house. So this is going to be your running usage throughout the day. Of course, we all know that solar only works during the day. So in the morning or at night, solar is not going to work. So come 7 a.m., when the sun starts to rise in the sky, you're going to see a generation of solar energy all the way back down to 7 p.m. when the sun sets. So what is this blue over here? So when you see a blue line in your solar profile, this means that your house is completely powered by solar. You're not buying anything anymore from the grid, you're completely self-reliant, and you're not pulling energy from the grid. Now, what is this green line over here? This green line is actually my favorite thing. It's actually the most exciting thing. This is actually the excess energy generated from your solar PV system. So once it's been used in the house, this solar energy, excess energy, can actually be exported to the grid for credits, which I'll show you in the next slide. April 2024 bill. This is the bills that I'm pretty sure all of you guys are very familiar with. You've seen this on a month-to-month basis. These are your electricity bills. This is the exact same bill for the house I've showed you before with the same generation profile. The first thing you're going to notice when you go solar is there's going to be a new field up here. This is going to be the export field for your solar panels. Any excess solar energy generated will be shown over here. How much the grid is going to pay you is also going to be shown, and the total amount of credits that you're going to get just for selling back your solar energy. The rest of the bills will remain the same. Your import of electricity, which is your nighttime usage or your morning time usage before the sun is up, because those you can't really escape from. You still need to buy from the grid. You still have your water services, and of course you have your refuse removal. So I know you guys are all looking at, hey, I've never seen a negative bill before. What does a negative bill actually mean? A negative bill, simply to put it, it means the grid is going to pay you for your excess energy. So take, for example, this is my client's bill. He has generated a hefty amount of credits, and this in turn helps him to eliminate his import of electricity, which also flows down to help him eliminate his water bills and his refusal removal as well, leaving him with a negative bill. So at the end of every month, if you are constantly getting negative bills, you can actually approach SP and you can actually request for a gyro payment, and they will actually pay this out to you in cash. So not only when you go solar, is electricity going to be free, you can also remove your water utility bills, your refusal removal bills, and on top of that, you can also get paid just by going solar. So, going solar may not necessarily be a long and drawn-out or complicated process. It starts very simply. Approach a solar installer. They will draft out for you a design of your home. They'll give you a proposal. And upon this proposal acceptance, the installation itself does not take more than 3 to 5 days on average. 3 to 5 days. That's all it takes for us to install solar panels on your house. After which, there will be another 4 to 6 weeks for regulatory concerns. We will need to apply for an SP test date, where they will come down, do inspection on our system to ensure that our installation has been compliant to any safety or electrical regulations. So now I'm here to talk about some common misconceptions about going solar. We can go next slide. Do solar panels require a lot of maintenance? Now, I was in my booth over there. I've been hearing this question come up the most, so I'm going to be here to address this. Solar panels are actually one of the easiest things to maintain, I would say, in your house. Reason being, in order to make sure your solar panels are running perfectly, you just need to make sure that the panels are clean of debris, clean of dust. And luckily for us here in Singapore, we have abundant rainfall that actually promotes this self-washing of the solar panels. But in the event that your production is not good enough, we do advise maintenance once every 2 years. We'll come down, we'll do some light washing of the solar panels. We'll also do some system health check on the inverter, as well as other components. So you can ask me then, when is a good time for me to do maintenance? So we will always provide you a monitoring app that comes with every solar installation. One that you can actually just take out your phone, look at your system, and see how well it's generating. This monitoring app will be given to each homeowner when they decide to go solar, and it only not acts as a monitoring system. You will also be able to receive alerts or alarms in the event there is an issue with your system. I myself, as an installer, will be able to have access to this account, because if there's any issues, we will be the first one to actually approach you guys, and we will contact you and plan the next steps on how to rectify it the soonest as possible. Will installing solar panels damage my roof? Now, solar panels are not just carelessly chucked onto your roof and say, hey, go and generate electricity. The way that solar panel mounting structures are engineered is in such a way that the weight of the solar panels are distributed evenly across your roof, so that no one singular point will be bearing the full brunt of the weight of the whole array, which would then damage your roof. If you guys would like to find out more on how we actually mount our solar panels to your roof, we do have some mock-ups at our booth over there on the left side or your right side, where we do have some mock-ups of concrete roofs. We do have some mock-ups of tile roofs. And lastly, but not least, my favorite, metal roofs. If you're a metal roof homeowner, please drop by our booth later. I'll be more than happy to show you all this mounting. Can the solar system store energy? So I get asked this question a lot, actually, throughout all my site visits. They say, hey, Daryl, if I generate electricity during the day, am I able to use it at night? The answer actually is no, not without a battery system. Solar panels, or the solar system itself, has to immediately use the energy that is generated straight into your house, or any excess go back to the grid. But at this point in time, if we are talking about ESS, it's not a topic for today. It's something that I would be more than happy to talk to you at my booth, so you can find me there later if you would like. I will now return Satish to the stage to talk about the future of solar. Thank you, everyone.
So what is the future of residential solar? I met a customer a few years back, and I told him that if you optimize your roof space, you can save up to $600 on energy bills every month. And he said, Satish, I don't need to occupy that much roof space. My bill is only $300. Why don't I just cover half the roof space with with the solar panels? And I told him, yeah, it's fair that you intend to just zero your bills, but are you prepared for the future increase in electricity consumption? So I brought to him a few pointers. From the year 2019 to the year 2020, there's an average increase in electricity consumption by 8.7%. This is due to the pandemic, but we were not prepared for this. This is due to flexible work from home arrangements as well as home-based learning, and it will continue to prevail over the years. So it is evident that electricity consumption will increase. Now the next thing, petrol prices has gone over the roof. With the world gearing towards its shift to EV, and Singapore committed to going full EV by the year 2040, imagine plugging your home during the day and allowing the sun to subsidize what you used to pay for petrol. So these are just some of the examples that I pointed out, and huge things that we need to consider. We must be prepared for increase in electricity consumption. Treat your roof as an extended power generator, and no roof is complete without solar. Now I'd like to talk about renewable energy certificates. Many customers who adopted solar came to me and asked, Satish, how can I get more value out of my solar panel system? And I told them, one of the best options that you can consider right now is renewable energy certificates, or in short, RECs. So what is RECs? RECs is a form of digital asset that is issued for every 1,000 kilowatt hour of energy that your solar panel system generates. Of course, you can produce this in less than a month. There's huge demand for these RECs among MNCs globally who need to maintain their sustainability portfolio. They are consistently looking in the open market for purchase. By selling RECs, you will be getting additional income on top of your electricity savings. So you not only sell on excess energy that you export to the grid, you also get to sell RECs, optimizing the value of your solar panel system. Lastly, I would like to talk about carbon tax. Singapore does not directly impose carbon tax to us residential consumers. Instead, it's targeted more towards large emitters of greenhouse gases, such as power stations and industrial facilities. Instead, the impact is indirect towards us, as some of these costs may be passed on to us in the form of increase in electricity prices. Last year, carbon tax was $5 per ton. And in 2030, it's going to be $50 per ton, at least. And that's a 1,000% increase over the next 6 years. So hedge yourself against increase in electricity consumption. Hedge yourself against probable increase in electricity prices, and anticipate the advancements in the renewable energy sector. So with that, join us in our mission to shape a greener nation, and let's harness the power of the sun together. Thank you.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Mr. Satish. Now we'd like to flash the QR code. There's a Q&A session right now. We have already received quite a bit of questions. But nonetheless, this is the last call. If you guys have any questions for Mr. Satish and Mr. Daryl, this is the time. Please do scan it. And feel free to drop your questions if you have any inquiries, all right? Okay, so there's quite a bit of questions, and we'll check out all of them.
Okay, thanks. I'll answer the first question. Does the 4 to 5 years payback period take into account average rainy days? Of course, you can read this now. So yes, it does factor average rainy days because our tabulations are based on 3 sun hours per day. This is in factor throughout the whole year of generation. So 4 to 5 years payback period is factored in for the rainy and cloudy weather. So now the next question. From the SP bill example, the export unit price seems lower than the import price. Can you share more about this? So what is this difference? This difference is the grid charges that you pay back for the excess of energy that you export to the grid. The grid charges is maybe about 20%. So you import, and when you export 20% lesser than how much you actually pay. Yeah. Where are your solar panels produced and what is the warranty period? So we have multiple range of solar panels, such as the Chinese panels. And lately, Chinese standards has been coming up very well. When we first started, we were using REC panels, which is locally manufactured, and it was engineered in Norway. But right now, Chinese standards are really quite good. Reason being, they have local support and their response time is very quick. So warranty is for 25 years product warranty. Panels can last up to 25 years, actually.
You want to take this? Yeah, you can take
Where are your solar panels produced? Panel can last 25 years, but does the efficiency of solar panel generation deteriorate over time, lesser and lesser per hour as passed? Yes, there will be degradation, but the degradation rate is 0.4% per year. And this has also been factored into our payback period tabulation as well. We need to factor this also. And there's warranty. If let's say it degrades more than 0.4%, there's also warranty to replace with another panel, which will ensure that the degradation is not more than 0.4%.
I think just to reiterate on what Satish has mentioned before, solar panels do deteriorate over a period of time. They are actually faced with this thing called LID, which is light-induced degradation, which kind of deteriorates the panels generally over time. But in today's advancement of solar panel, you're looking at a very low deterioration rate at about 0.4%. So at the end of about 25 years, you're looking at an efficiency production of about 86, 87% of your solar panels, even after 25 years. Can the panels be removed and reinstalled? Should the house be rebuilt? So can the panels be removed and reinstalled? Should the house be rebuilt? So it depends on the mounting structures that we have, like for the roof itself. If it's a concrete roof, if it's a metal roof, removal of the panels generally is pretty simple. We can obviously take it off and we can actually put out to the next house. But for tiles itself, there will be a bit of a difficulty because if you were to look at our mock-ups over there, you'll understand why it's actually a little bit more challenging on removing the mounting structures itself. Next question. Can we increase the number of panels on the existing system on our recent extended awning space? The answer is yes. Basically, when you go and you install a solar system on your house, the number of panels are generally tied to your inverter itself. If you're thinking of adding more solar panels, you may need to buy a new system, which means a whole new set of solar panels with additional inverter itself. And then you can add them together and voila, you have your new PV system. And it's quite easy to add on in my experience.
So I'll take this one, Daryl. Is there an option to store power to be used at night? Sorry, is there an option to store the power to be used at night, or is it not possible? Yes, it is possible to actually have, but you need to have an additional battery storage system on top of your current solar panel system. What's different is that the current solar panel system, you already export excess energy to the grid, less grid charges, of course. But this battery storage system, you can also have it, but it's additional on top of your solar panel system. Of course, economically, it will add on to your return of investment. But it's definitely possible, and SP approves that as well. So we can go ahead with that.
I think that's about time. Yeah.
Is installation possible on an older terrace house? Installation is possible on almost all the roofs in Singapore. But just that, we need to just assess your roof and ensure that the roof can handle the weight of the solar panels, and the tiles are not old enough. So we can send down our specialists to go and check to see whether the tiles are strong enough to handle the solar panel system over the next 25 years.
Okay, so unfortunately, I think that's all the time that we have for today. If you guys would like to find out more about solar, our team is over there. They're actually very, very happy to guide you through any questions that you may have. So feel free to just drop by our booth. We'll be more than happy to explain going solar or switching solar to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause to our speakers from PMCE, Mr. Satish and Mr. Daryl.